You're born blind, deaf, and helpless, inside a den dug out of snow. Sounds cozy, right? Well, that snow den is the only thing keeping you from the brutal Arctic winds. Oh, and food? Forget about it. You're entirely dependent on your mom's milk, and she hasn't eaten in months. That's because she's been hibernating all winter, living off her own fat reserves. If she doesn't have enough, you might not make it out of the den at all. Once you're strong enough, she'll start taking you outside. But it's not for play. Nope, it's a harsh world out here. The ice can crack beneath your paws. You'll slip, fall, and get covered in snow. But she'll always be there, nudging you to get back up. She'll show you how to walk, how to find shelter, how to survive. Finally, spring arrives and you crawl out into the big, bright world. But here's the catch. The Arctic ice is melting faster than ever. For polar bears, this isn't just a bad hair day. It's a survival crisis. No ice means no seals, and no seals mean no dinner. Oh, and getting food here is almost an impossible mission since you're a carnivore and only eat meat, unlike other bears. That's because there is no grass, berries, or anything like that. So you'll constantly have to hunt for food. And as if things weren't tough enough, you'll eventually have to deal with other polar bears. Polar bears are solitary and territorial, and sometimes the biggest threat to a cub is another bear. If they're hungry enough, even cubs aren't off the menu. But don't worry, your mom is going to be there to protect you at all times. If you do survive, congrats. You're now a teenager, awkward, clumsy, and still figuring out how to hunt seals, which, by the way, are faster and sneakier than you. When you're ready, your mom will start teaching you how to hunt. But don't get too excited. Hunting seals isn't easy. You're not just going to waltz up and grab one. You're going to wait. A lot. And when I say wait, I mean you're going to be sitting there in the freezing cold for hours, staring at a hole in the ice. That hole, that's where seals come up for air. But here's the kicker. You've got to be still. No moving, no twitching. If you even make a sound, that seal is gone. Gone before you even blink. Now, when that seal finally pops up, you've got about half a second to grab it. You miss? Too bad. It dives right back into the water, and you've got nothing. You'll miss a lot, trust me. But when you get it, oh, it's worth every cold, miserable second. And if waiting by a hole doesn't work, plan B. Stalking. Seals nap on the ice sometimes, but they're not stupid. You make one wrong move, and they're in the water before you can even think about your next step. All of a sudden, you're not a teen anymore. You've survived the hardest part. You're no longer helpless or weak. Now, you're strong, fast, and full of energy. This is your prime. You've learned to hunt, you've learned to survive, and now, the Arctic is yours for the taking. Now that you can hunt for yourself and you're big and strong enough, your mom is going to leave you, so you'll be all alone for the first time ever. But this is your time. You're the apex predator here. No one can challenge you. You've got everything you need to rule the icy wilderness. Knock knock, it's mating season. It's no longer just you versus the Arctic. It's you versus every other male polar bear out there. When a female is ready to mate, the competition begins. And trust me, it's not pretty. First, you've got to find her, and in a landscape this big, that's already tough enough. But once you do, guess what? So has another male, and probably another one after that. You're going to have to fight the other polar bears and prove you're the strongest if you want to mate. These battles can last hours, sometimes even days. If you win, you get the chance to pass on your genes. If you lose, well, you walk away hungry, hurt, and without a mate. But as you get older, the ice starts to feel more distant, and your strength begins to fade. You don't move as fast. You don't hunt as well. The world keeps changing, and you just can't keep up. Eventually, you'll find a quiet spot to rest. Somewhere, you can feel the cold on your fur, the last reminder of everything you've lived through. And when the end comes, there's no big fight, no dramatic final hunt. You just stop. You fade away with the ice, just another part of the endless frozen wilderness. Out here, in the cold, life's always been hard. But it's the price of living in a world that never stops moving, never stops changing. And when it's time for you to go, the land just keeps on turning, just like it always has. You were a part of it, but now it's someone else's turn to survive.